she's sitting on.
I don't want it to be on video.
What do you want to be on this video?
Hey guys, this is Matt and Debbie Bebout from Bebout Family. Excited you guys joined us. Subscribe to our channel. Click that little bell so you can get notifications as we upload videos. Today, we're going to talk to you guys about what you need to know about, and that is how do we divide the goals within our household, particularly within the marriage. And we're going to give you 4 tips, and then we're going to give you 1 bonus at the end, just because we like you guys. The first thing is you've got to know what the goals are. You've got to know what the chores are. What is the things that you need to do. You know, if you don't know what you're going to do, as the old saying goes, if you don't know where you're going, you won't end up there. And you want to end up at a good spot, just like a business needs to know what the roles are. The cook isn't the dishwasher, and the waitress isn't, I mean, obviously in a small restaurant that might happen, but in general, the waitress is not the delivery driver, and so on and so forth. And so you need to know what the goals are, what the chores are. I keep saying goals, but they are goals because they help your house run smoothly, whether that's who's going to cook the meals, who's going to pick the kids up at soccer practice, who's going to pay the bills, you know, all those different things. You need to know how that's going to work out in your family. And so that's step 1. Step 2 is know your strengths. You got to know what you're good at to know what roles you're going to fulfill in the family. What is it that you do good that you can fulfill? What roles can you fulfill? Maybe the wife is better at yard work. Maybe the husband's better at cooking. Maybe you can delegate some things to the kids. You know, there's all kinds of different things that you can do, but you know your strengths, your weaknesses. You know, maybe there's a certain time something needs to be done and you work a second shift, and so you can't do that, so someone else might have to do it. So make sure you know what you can do and commit to doing it. One way to make it work properly is take responsibility. Take responsibility for what your role is in the household. We have teenagers. We know that don't always happen. We have younger kids. We know that don't always happen. And it causes the rest of the house to not function, to not work like a good oiled machine. And so know what your roles are in those particular positions. And what do you got, Deb?
Well, along with that, like you were saying, the
like the traditional roles?
Right, traditional roles, thank you. I was a little lost for a second, sorry. Mine's a little elsewhere sometimes. The traditional roles isn't always number 3, is be flexible with those. In our case, personally, I like to mow the grass. I don't know, it seems kind of strange to a lot of people, but I like the way it looks when it's done, so that's a chore that I actually like to do. Sometimes I don't get to because I have 3 smaller children at home, and you know, finding time to do it is not always easy, but I like to do it, so I enjoy that. I do it just because, again, that's a strength. Doesn't necessarily mean that we have to always follow what society thinks, or you know, to stereotypes. He likes to cook. Matter of fact, he's better at it a lot of times, especially when it comes to, you know, we're kind of cabinets are bare, I only have a few, you know, cans of this, or you know, one certain meat that's maybe a stranger meat or something, I don't know, but he's real good at these one pot meals, so to speak. And I think only one time it's kind of turned out a little bad but most of the time it turns out pretty good. So, you know, stereotypically that's not the man's job to cook, or it's not the woman's job to do yard work, but be flexible about those things. And number 4, which I personally think is a little bit forget what I'm trying to say. Communication. Yes, I knew that, but I mean, what I think is most important, or whatever was what I was trying to get at, is communicate. Even if you have all those other things in order, you've got a list, you know who's supposed to do them. You know, I'm supposed to mow the grass, but guess what? Today the kids were terrible, or you know, I couldn't get it done. Let them know that, hey, I need help today. Even communication in sitting down as a whole family to get the chores in order like they should be. You know, it helps if we all sit down and work on them together. So communication to me is a big number 4. So. Oh yeah, absolutely. And as I mentioned, we have a bonus one, and this is a really good one because this will help at least you as parents, and that is delegate.
We talk about mowing. We really don't mow that much. She doesn't really mow that much. She does mow some. I mow very little. But really, the one who does the most mowing is our teenage son. He does a lot of that, and we delegate that to him. We delegate the dishes to him. He acts like he does everything. Well, he doesn't really do everything, but he's a teenager, so he thinks he does. And so, have your kids man up, have your kids woman up, and do what they can do. Whether they're 4 or 5 or 15 or 17, there's something they can do. They can help and it helps the household function properly. We know in our own situation when one person isn't fulfilling their roles, isn't picking up their end of the deal or picking up the slack, it hurts the rest of the family, and it also causes tension and frustration. As always, we want you to like this video, share this video, subscribe to our channel, and if you got any value, definitely click that little bell, because you're going to get updates on videos that we do from time to time. We try to upload daily, not always, but we try to. So you guys, appreciate you watching. Take care, God bless, and we'll see you on the next one.